Did you know that the 5 liters of blood flowing through your veins hold secrets to life, health, and even emotions? From delivering oxygen to fighting infections, this liquid marvel is nothing short of a biological superhero. Let's dive deep into the science of blood, where every drop tells a story of survival and vitality. Blood is a vital and specialized bodily fluid that sustains life by performing essential functions in the human body. It flows through the cardiovascular system and plays a central role in transporting oxygen, nutrients, hormones, and waste products, while also defending the body against infections and aiding in healing processes. Let's start with the composition of blood. Blood is a dynamic tissue made up of various components that work in harmony to perform essential physiological functions. The composition of blood is divided into 2 main components, plasma and hematocrit. First, plasma. It accounts for about 55% of the blood volume. Plasma is the fluid matrix of blood that serves as a transport medium for cells and dissolved substances. Water makes up about 90% of the plasma and acts as a solvent for other components, enabling their movement throughout the body. The remaining 10% of plasma is composed of dissolved substances, including electrolytes, proteins, glucose, hormones, enzymes, gases, and waste products such as urea. Plasma contains 3 major types of proteins: albumin, globulin, and fibrinogen. Albumin regulates osmotic pressure, preventing fluid from leaking into tissues, and transports hormones, drugs, and fatty acids. The normal level of albumin is 3.5 to 5 grams per deciliter. Globulins are primarily concerned with immune function. Alpha globulins transport lipids and hormones. Beta globulins transport iron and lipids and play a role in immunity. Gamma globulins are immunoglobulins or antibodies and provide immunity by fighting infection. The normal level of globulin is 2 to 3.5 grams per deciliter. The albumin to globulin ratio is normally 1.2 to 2.0, meaning there is more albumin than globulin. This balance is important for maintaining proper blood viscosity, oncotic pressure, and immune defense. Fibrinogen is a precursor to fibrin, which is necessary for forming blood clots during injury. Another component of blood is hematocrit, which makes up about 45% of blood volume. This is the cellular portion of blood and consists of RBCs, WBCs, and platelets. In healthy individuals, RBCs account for about 99% of the hematocrit, while the remaining 1% is composed of WBCs and platelets. First, red blood cells or RBCs. RBCs or erythrocytes are the most abundant blood cells, accounting for approximately 99% of the hematocrit, and are called packed cell volume or PCV. PCV refers to the volume percentage of packed red blood cells in whole blood after centrifugation. The RBCs contain hemoglobin for oxygen and carbon dioxide transport. Hemoglobin is a vital protein found in red blood cells that plays a crucial role in transporting oxygen from the lungs to tissues and organs throughout the body, as well as carrying carbon dioxide back to the lungs for exhalation. It is made up of 4 protein subunits known as globin chains, which are the fundamental building blocks of hemoglobin. In adult hemoglobin, or HbA, there are 2 alpha chains, each consisting of 141 amino acids, and 2 beta chains, each made of 146 amino acids. Attached to each of these globin chains is a heme group, which contains an iron atom at its center. This iron atom is key to hemoglobin's ability to bind oxygen. Each iron atom can bind 1 molecule of oxygen, O2, allowing hemoglobin to carry up to 4 oxygen molecules at a time, 1 for each heme group. The heme group enables the reversible binding of oxygen, meaning hemoglobin can pick up oxygen in the lungs and release it in tissues where it is needed. A fascinating feature of hemoglobin is its cooperative binding ability. This means that when one oxygen molecule binds to a heme group, it causes a conformational change in the hemoglobin structure, making it easier for additional oxygen molecules to bind. Similarly, when oxygen is released, it encourages the release of the remaining oxygen molecules, ensuring efficient oxygen delivery to the tissues. There are different types of hemoglobin. HbA, the most common form in adults, consists of 2 alpha and 2 beta chains. Fetal hemoglobin, or HbF, which is found in fetuses and newborns, contains 2 alpha and 2 gamma chains, allowing it to bind oxygen more tightly than adult hemoglobin, which is essential for oxygen transfer from the mother to the fetus. A minor form of adult hemoglobin, HbA2, consists of 2 alpha chains and 2 delta chains. Together, the structure and composition of hemoglobin enable it to efficiently carry out its life-sustaining role of oxygen transport, ensuring the body's cells receive the oxygen they need to function and survive. RBCs are biconvex in shape, which provides a large surface area for efficient gas exchange. They lack nuclei and mitochondria, providing maximum space for hemoglobin. RBCs are produced in the bone marrow through a process called erythropoiesis, which is regulated by erythropoietin, a hormone produced by the kidney. The average lifespan of RBCs is about 120 days, after which old red blood cells are broken down in the spleen. Second, white blood cells, or WBCs. Also known as leukocytes, WBCs are the immune system's soldiers, defending the body against infections and foreign invaders. There are 5 types of WBCs: neutrophils, basophils, eosinophils, lymphocytes, and monocytes. Neutrophils make up 60 to 70% of WBCs. They are the first to arrive at infection sites, where they engulf pathogens through phagocytosis. Lymphocytes make up about 20 to 40% of WBCs and include B cells that produce antibodies and T cells that destroy infected cells and coordinate immune responses. Monocytes make up about 2 to 8% and differentiate into macrophages, which remove debris and pathogens. Eosinophils make up about 1 to 4% and fight parasitic infections and play a role in allergic reactions. Basophils make up about 0.5 to 1% and release histamine and other chemicals during allergic and inflammatory reactions. Third, platelets or thrombocytes. They are small, disc-shaped cell fragments essential for blood clotting. They are produced in the bone marrow from large precursor cells called megakaryocytes. Each megakaryocyte releases thousands of platelets into the bloodstream. Platelets are primarily concerned with hemostasis or blood clot formation. They aggregate at the site of vessel injury to form a temporary plug. They interact with clotting factors in the plasma to stabilize the clot and stop bleeding. Their lifespan is about 7 to 10 days, after which they are removed by the spleen. Each component of blood plays a critical and interdependent role in maintaining homeostasis. Plasma acts as a carrier, RBCs deliver oxygen, WBCs defend against infections, and platelets ensure the body can heal from injuries. This intricate system underscores the complexity and importance of blood in sustaining life. Now let's discuss the functions of blood. Blood is a multifunctional tissue essential for maintaining life. Its roles encompass transportation, regulation, and protection, supporting nearly every physiological process. First, transportation. Blood serves as the body's primary transport system, carrying vital substances to and from cells. RBCs transport oxygen from the lungs to tissues. Blood delivers nutrients like glucose, amino acids, fatty acids, and vitamins absorbed from the digestive tract to cells for energy and growth. Blood acts as a messenger system, delivering hormones from endocrine glands like insulin from the pancreas to their target organs to regulate physiological functions. Blood collects metabolic waste products like urea, creatinine, and carbon dioxide. These wastes are transported to the kidneys for filtration or to the lungs for exhalation. Second, regulation. Blood plays a critical role in maintaining homeostasis, ensuring the internal environment stays stable. Blood redistributes heat, generated by metabolic processes to regulate body temperature. Excess heat is dissipated through the skin like sweating. Blood maintains a stable pH around 7.35 to 7.45 using buffering systems like bicarbonate. This prevents harmful fluctuations in acidity or alkalinity, critical for enzymatic activity. Plasma proteins, particularly albumin, regulate the movement of water between blood vessels and tissues. This prevents edema or fluid accumulation or dehydration. Third, protection. Blood is a vital defense system against injury and infection. WBCs detect and neutralize pathogens like bacteria, viruses, and fungi. Antibodies in plasma recognize and attack foreign invaders, offering immunity. Platelets aggregate at injury sites to form a temporary plug. Clotting factors like fibrinogen stabilize the plug, preventing excessive blood loss. This process, known as hemostasis, is essential for wound healing. In essence, blood's functions are interconnected, enabling the body to sustain life. By transporting vital substances, regulating homeostasis and protecting against harm. Blood ensures the body operates efficiently under various conditions. Its complexity reflects its indispensable role in health and survival. How does blood affect health? Blood plays a critical role in maintaining overall health, supporting nearly every system in the body. First, oxygen delivery. RBCs contain hemoglobin, a protein that binds oxygen in the lungs. Hemoglobin releases oxygen into tissues, ensuring cells receive the energy they need for metabolism. Clinical relevance: disorders like anemia hinder oxygen delivery, causing symptoms such as fatigue, dizziness, and shortness of breath. Severe oxygen deprivation can result in organ failure. Second, immunity. WBCs are the body's frontline defenders against infections. Neutrophils attack and destroy invading bacteria. Lymphocytes produce antibodies and help the immune system remember past infections. Monocytes digest pathogens and dead cells, cleaning up after an immune response. Blood also carries cytokines, signaling molecules that coordinate immune responses. Clinical relevance: disorders like leukemia can weaken immunity. Blood-borne pathogens like HIV target immune cells, leading to compromised defense systems. Third, clotting and wound healing. Platelets adhere to damaged blood vessel walls, forming a temporary plug. Clotting factors, proteins in the plasma, stabilize the plug by creating a fibrin mesh, stopping bleeding. Blood also carries nutrients essential for tissue repair after an injury. Clinical relevance: disorders like hemophilia cause excessive bleeding, even from minor injuries. On the other hand, conditions like deep vein thrombosis or stroke involve abnormal clot formation, blocking blood flow. Fourth, detoxification. Blood acts as a transportation system for waste products. Liver processes toxins like alcohol, drugs, and metabolic byproducts. Kidneys filter blood, removing excess water, salts, and nitrogenous waste like urea. Carbon dioxide, a waste product of cellular respiration, is carried by blood to the lungs for exhalation. Clinical relevance: impaired detoxification due to kidney or liver disease leads to the buildup of toxins, resulting in fatigue, confusion, and organ damage. How blood circulates. Blood zooms through your body via the cardiovascular system. The cardiovascular system is a highly efficient transport network responsible for circulating blood throughout the body. It comprises the heart, blood vessels, and blood. The heart works like a pump. The heart beats approximately 60 to 100 times per minute, propelling blood through the vessels. It has 4 chambers, 2 atria that receive blood, and 2 ventricles that pump blood out. Blood vessels function as tubes that carry blood pumped by the heart. Arteries carry oxygen-rich blood away from the heart to tissues. The aorta is the largest artery, branching into smaller arteries and arterioles. Veins return oxygen-depleted blood to the heart. Veins contain valves that prevent backflow, ensuring unidirectional blood flow. The largest veins are the superior and inferior vena cava, which empty blood into the heart's right atrium. Capillaries are microscopic vessels where oxygen, nutrients, and waste products are exchanged between blood and tissues. Their thin walls facilitate diffusion. Functionally, the circulation consists of two loops. First, pulmonary circulation. Oxygen-depleted blood is pumped from the heart's right ventricle to the lungs via the pulmonary arteries. In the lungs, carbon dioxide is exchanged for oxygen. Oxygenated blood returns to the heart's left atrium via pulmonary veins. Second, systemic circulation. Oxygen-rich blood is pumped from the left ventricle to the body through the aorta. After delivering oxygen and nutrients, the blood collects waste products and returns to the heart. An average adult has about 5 liters of blood, and the entire supply circulates through the body approximately once every minute during rest. Now let's talk about blood type and compatibility. Blood types are determined by specific proteins called antigens on the surface of red blood cells. Karl Landsteiner, a renowned scientist, discovered Landsteiner's law, which forms the foundation of blood grouping. If an individual lacks a specific antigen, A or B, on their RBCs, their plasma will contain antibodies, anti-A or anti-B, against that antigen. For example, a person with blood group A has A antigens on their RBCs and anti-B antibodies in their plasma. The immune system does not produce antibodies against antigens present on an individual's own RBCs to prevent autoimmunity. This law explains the compatibility or incompatibility of blood transfusions. The primary classification systems are the ABO system and the RH factor. First, ABO blood groups. This system is based on the A and B antigens present on the surface of RBCs. The H antigen is present in all types of ABO groups and forms the basis of the A or B antigens. This divides blood groups into 4 types: A, B, AB, and O. Type A blood group has A antigens and anti-B antibodies. Type B blood group has B antigens and anti-A antibodies. Type AB blood group has both A and B antigens, but no antibodies against either. Type O blood group has no A or B antigens, but has both anti-A and anti-B antibodies. Second, RH blood groups. This system is based on the RH antigen. The blood is either Rh positive, that is, it contains the Rh antigen, or Rh negative, that is, it does not contain the Rh antigen. For example, a person with A antigens and the Rh factor is classified as a positive, while someone with A antigens and no Rh factor is a negative. O negative blood group is considered the universal donor and can donate to any blood type because it lacks A, B, and Rh antigens, minimizing the risk of an immune reaction. While AB positive blood group is considered the universal recipient and can receive from any blood type because it has all antigens and no antibodies against A, B, or Rh. Third, Bombay blood group. It is a rare blood type first identified in Bombay, now Mumbai, India, in 1952. It is unique because individuals with this blood group lack the H antigen, the precursor needed to form A or B antigens. Hence, all the three antigens H, A, and B are absent in this blood group. Their plasma contains anti-H antibodies in addition to anti-A and anti-B antibodies, making them incompatible with all other blood groups, including O. Hence, they can receive blood only from other Bombay blood group donors. Transfusion reactions can occur if mistakenly given any other blood group. Bombay blood group is extremely rare, with an incidence of 1 in 10,000 in India and 1 in a million globally. Knowing the blood type ensures safe blood transfusions and organ transplants. It is important during medical emergencies, pregnancy to avoid Rh incompatibility, and certain treatments such as bone marrow transplants. Finally, some amazing facts about blood. Your blood makes up about 7 to 8% of your body weight. That means in an average adult, there's around 5 liters of this life-sustaining fluid constantly on the move. The body produces about 2 million red blood cells every second to maintain adequate oxygen delivery. RBCs live for about 120 days, after which they are broken down in the spleen and liver. In that time, each one makes about 250,000 trips around your body. RBCs lack a nucleus to maximize space for hemoglobin, enabling them to carry more oxygen. Their biconcave shape increases surface area, improving gas exchange efficiency. If all the blood vessels in the human body were laid end to end, they would stretch over 100,000 kilometers, enough to circle the earth more than twice. Blood travels at incredible speeds. Your heart pumps it so efficiently that it completes a full circuit of your body in just 20 seconds. A single drop of blood contains about 8,000 to 10,000 white blood cells, which are like your body's security guards, fighting off infections 24/7. The iron in your blood is what gives it its red color. Interestingly, there's enough iron in your body to forge a small nail. One blood donation, about 1 pint, can save up to 3 lives, and your body replaces the lost plasma within just 24 hours. In essence, blood is far more than just a red liquid. It's a dynamic system that keeps every organ and tissue functioning. From delivering oxygen to fighting infections and healing wounds, its roles are both diverse and vital. Understanding the science of blood is, in essence, understanding life itself. See you in the next video. Till then, take care of yourself.